All right. I'm recording this one about a couple hours after the previous one. I was doing a double one here. I was supposed to do it right after, but I was going to do this one too. Since I just watched this one again. I've seen this movie twice. The first time I watched it with my mom. She was, this was on Amazon. Hold on. This was on Amazon one night. And she really wanted to watch it because my mom was in I think she was in because she was born in 1974. So she was like well into her teens, about going into college at that point, 90s, and she was a big fan of well, the wrestling scene back then, and I remember I grew up watching a lot of that. My favorite one was Mankind. And of course, this was the Attitude Era of wrestling. And this movie was not on my radar. I didn't even know it was out. I remember I saw the trailer for it, but it didn't really interest me because I don't like The Rock. I think he's a big dumb meathead, and a lot of his roles are fucking insufferable and similar. He plays a big dumbass meathead in all of his movies. There's one movie that I could say that he does a really good job in because the meathead role fits it perfectly as Pain and Gain because he does play a dumbass meathead criminal in that. But I fucking hate The Rock, and I'm glad that he's not the center of attention. I really like Florence Pugh. You know, she isn't the most popular female actress out right now, but she's been making a lot of waves, especially the past couple of years. With you got Black Widow and Midsommar, which I didn't like, but she did a really good job with. So yeah, past couple of years she's been making a couple waves, but this wasn't really on my radar. I remember growing up with watching a bunch of my favorite ones were you had Mankind and Cactus Jack, and watching a bunch of older things like Hell in a Cell and all that shit. I grew up watching. My dad had a bunch of uh, recording shit of that actually. And then of course you had the Undertaker and Kane and all that. And my dad had a bunch of recorded shit for that. And grew up watching a lot of that shit. And I knew about Paige and the whole Attitude Era and what went on there, and I knew about The Rock and all that. But I was going into an adult. I don't think I'm as much as a wrestling fan. Um, I've actually gotten into a lot of MMA over the years. I really enjoy MMA and boxing. I've gotten more into that, and I do find a lot of enjoyment in that type of fighting. But the flashiness of WWE and stuff, I think that more appeals to the younger generation, and I think all the younger generations should get into that. But as an adult, I prefer the more brutal side of MMA. I like watching a dude get his face bashed in. That's always fun. But yeah, this one was not on my radar. I had no idea that this was out. But I'm gonna admit something right now. This movie's fucking awesome. Now, is it the best sports movie ever? Not even close. But is it a surprisingly great, fun, heartfelt sports movie about fucking family drama and stuff? Yes, totally. I mean, you got the I forget the guy's name, but you got the fat guy from the Edgar Wright movies in here. He's in a bunch of them, and of course you got The Rock and Florence Pugh as the main character, and then you got Vince Vaughn in here as the I think he's like the trainer guy or whatever the fuck, and you also got a couple other wrestler cameos in here, but I think the standout part of this movie that I enjoyed it so much was the fucking soundtrack, dude. Oh my god, had Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter on it from Iron Maiden. It also had I think it had some fucking Motorhead on it. I was like, holy shit. The first time I watched this, I was watching it with my mom, and I'm like, oh my god. And yes, after I watched this movie, I went out and bought the fucking soundtrack for it, and I have it on CD now. I fucking love the soundtrack of this movie because it's all shit that I listen to. But yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed as far as now they left a couple things out, of course, but I really enjoyed the way that they tackled this story, and I think the length of the movie was definitely needed. Um, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would. You know, they made it a lot more entertaining and flashy, of course, for entertainment purposes, but there are some downsides to it. Mainly the girlfriend type characters that Florence Pugh makes friends with along the way. I think they're very paper thin and probably the most insufferable part of the movie is the blonde chick and the other people that she makes friends with in this like WWE thing. I think they're fucking insufferable and they're the worst part of the movie. I love the stuff with her family and The Rock and all that. Even The Rock, I think he does a great job in this, but it's the friend characters that she's friends with they're like in and out of this movie, and every time they come in the movie, it just sucks the enjoyment out of it, and I fucking hate their characters. It's just I fucking hate those characters, man. I really do. I hate them, and it's a very insufferable mess to be through. So, holy shit! If that part was just taken out, this could be one of my favorite sports movies. But yeah, unfortunately, that exists. And is this Florence Pugh's best movie so far? Yes, definitely. I thought Black Widow was fine. It wasn't anything great, but I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it reminded me a lot of a tamer version of a movie that I watched a couple years ago called Anna. That movie was fucking awesome. It was about like KGB spies back in like the 1985 or some shit, and was about them training young Russian girls to become espionage spies, and she's like the female John Wick or something. It's like a tamer version of that, and I really enjoyed the whole espionage side of that movie. Now, of course, the effects weren't that great, but I really enjoyed David Harbour and all them, and Scarlett Johansson. And of course, you got Midsommar, which I thought was fucking terrible, but a lot of people seem to like it, and I thought Florence Pugh did great, even though I didn't like the movie. But this is definitely the best thing she's done so far. Very enjoyable movie. So if you just want something lighthearted and fun with a great soundtrack, definitely go watch it.